that spirit that was attached to her had an agenda specifically for me. Let's try to mess her up, make her fall off her tracks with God. Let's manipulate her into thinking that she should do something that she shouldn't. Hi guys, welcome back to another video. My name is Ahava. If you're new here, hi, welcome. 575 subscribers right now, and it's just like crazy because we're just at 400 like not too long ago. So thank you for everyone who has subscribed to me. Please make sure to share this video and tell your friends to subscribe as well, so we can get to 1,000 subscribers. That would be crazy. That would be amazing. That would be a huge blessing. But anyways, today we're going to be discussing how I knew my best friend had the Jezebel spirit on her and how it really like affected my life. First and foremost, this video is not to bash her. It's not really, when I say the things that I'm going to say, it's not about like the flesh, it's more of the spirit. Okay, and how you can recognize it in someone that's around you, because most of the time the Jezebel spirit is attached to someone that's, you know, that you love, that you care about, either a friend or a significant other or family even. So you really just have to pay attention to a lot of the things that you know you're putting yourself around, and guard your heart. We're supposed to guard our heart. So this was a very big learning experience for me. I faced a Jezebel spirit and how it affected me. Let's just jump right straight into the video. Well, honestly, I never thought I would be sharing this, honestly, like truly. I never thought I would be talking about this, but it was placed on my heart very heavy, and I feel like God has called me to speak about this because it's very important to like take the time to realize like someone you love might actually be operating underneath the Jezebel spirit. So, I tried to avoid this, but it was just really like I was really just called to talk about it. And even if this video doesn't do crazy huge numbers, I know at least one person could take something from this, like 2 viewers, like it doesn't matter. Maybe he wants this video to come across just one person, and that's all it takes. So like I just want you guys to know, like I really feel like someone has to hear this. I don't know who, but whoever you are, you came to the right place. Okay, anyways, spiritual warfare is definitely real. It's very important to know who you're connecting yourself to, who you're allowing to be in your, your bubble, and what you're allowing your spirit to be, within. You know what I'm saying? So what is the Jezebel spirit? This is just for those who don't know. This is what I wrote. It's not about a person, but a spirit that operates through control, manipulation, deceit, and destruction. This spirit works by causing confusion, emotional exhaustion, and even trying to pull you away from your purpose and faith. It can show up in friendships, relationships, and even family dynamics. But I always like to recite this verse from Ephesians 6:12. It goes something like, we don't fight against flesh and blood, but this is a spiritual battle. And that's, Ephesians 6:12. You guys can look it up too. This person, she would use manipulation tactics and seduction tactics towards other people to get her way. And it really did go against like everything that I was about, and I didn't really realize until she started to until like it kind of started to shift towards me, like trying to get me to do things when knowing my journey with God, Back then I was influenced to do certain things, and it's like she would plant the seed of an idea. Like if I didn't want to do that, then it would be like a lot of like trying to convince, a lot of convincing to do, a lot of like trying so hard for me to do this act of this act that doesn't glorify God, but like, why were you trying to make me do that, So that's usually how the spirit operates, is when, they're trying to force you to, or they're trying to encourage you, or trying to tell you like, oh, like, it's not bad, or, we're only human, like, just do it, or you should do it because this X, Y, and Z, just trying to like really convince that you should do this one thing, you should do these things. And then once you actually do those things, they're gone. Like they're like, oh, like their work here is done. That's kind of how it was. I started to notice she was very promiscuous, and I didn't really, like, I'm not trying to say like all these things about her, but like she's the body that was holding the spirit. So I'm just going to say her. Okay. That was also another sign, being very promiscuous. And it was just like, I know you guys might say like, oh, that's not the Jezebel spirit. I'm not saying that like this spirit is all about like sexual sin. I know it's deeper. It's more about leading others away from righteousness. And it's deeper than just the sexual sin activities. So it's more about like the tricking people to do things that they shouldn't, that they don't want to do, or they shouldn't do, or, deception, and just having that control over somebody. That's what the spirit like has. That's what it's about. But they use like sexual acts to do that. You know what I'm saying? So it's not all about, being sexual or anything like that. It's more about using her body to control people. Anyway, so she would often use her body to control people and have an advantage over someone, or like try to get things out of people by using her body. Whether that person was walking with God or not, she still was pulling that person a little bit farther away from God each time. So once I started realizing like who I was up against or what I was up against, I tried to do many fasts and like try to pray for like, to have more discernment, and like I was just like asking God like to help me like see things, for what they really are and stuff like that. Then that's when I started like doing like little tests, like doing little experiments. Like I would say things like, I don't want to compromise my faith anymore. I don't want to compromise my faith for anybody. I don't want to have sex and stuff, and I don't want to do certain things that I used to do. It doesn't fulfill the God that I serve. So I would, start saying things like that. And she knew how I was, and she already knew before that like how I was with God and how I love God and how certain things don't align with me. And so my little test was that I was saying things like that. I would also add, then like an hour later, I would just say something like, oh, I can't believe Jake texted me this. Like, he's so weird. Like what? Like, that's not, I don't like him like that. I can't believe he asked me to come over at 12 a.m., something like that. And then she would say something like, oh, you should go. Like, you should totally go. You should even do this. You should do that. You should do this. I think you should do this. Like, you know what I'm saying? It's just like, she would really try to make me do things that I know I was not down to do. And she knew I wasn't down to do, but that spirit that was attached to her had an agenda specifically for me. And it was just like, let's try to mess her up. Let's try to make her fall off her tracks for God. And let's manipulate her into thinking that she should do something that she shouldn't. She would really manipulate a lot of men, and she would trick guys, and she would sometimes she would force them into doing things that they didn't really intend to do. And I know like it's surprising to hear that, like, maybe it's probably surprising to hear like a woman actually does trick men into, falling into sexual acts, even though they weren't like interested in doing that. But it happens a lot, and she did that a lot. And looking back, like, it's just so crazy, because it's just like, it was so clear as day, but I didn't realize it. I didn't realize every single thing in the moment, because I wasn't as strong, like, I don't know how to explain. I just wasn't as strong as I am now. So now that I'm realizing everything, I'm like, dang, like, that's crazy. But before, I was just going with the flow, and I was just more like keeping silent, and then I was actually judging. But I also wrote something down. I said, not everyone struggling with sexual sin is under a Jezebel spirit's influence. Some people battle temptation, and need healing and deliverance, not labels. The spirit of Jezebel specifically works to deceive, control, and lead people away from God's truth. I just want you guys to understand that part, like, very clear, because I don't want anyone to be like, well, I struggle with having sex with my boyfriend. Do I have a Jezebel spirit? No. You know, that's a different story. That's a different video. That's a different topic that we'll get to. Manipulate me into thinking I needed to do things, which I definitely did not need to do anything, like that in order to validate myself. I don't know. But, once I realized, you know, what it was, I wasn't afraid to preach to her, and she knows this. So, because I want to, at the same time, I'm like, well, yeah, she's doing all these things that's not good, but she's in need of help too. Her soul needs help too. That spirit on her needs to go. You know what I'm saying? I still pray for her and all that good stuff, but we're not friends. Because at the same time, like, it was draining me to help her, and I am the type of person, it's like I don't know when to stop helping somebody. I just feel like I've learned now that I just need to plant the seeds and go and let God do the rest. You know, that's my job. Plant the seeds and go. Plant the seeds and go. I didn't know when to go. That was my problem. I'm not gonna keep forcing myself to change you, and that's not my job. Just so you guys know, like, we're not friends anymore, but you know, I let her know this. Because I want her to be saved. I want her to, you know, I want that spirit off of her, you know? And even if she doesn't realize it now, you know, she will eventually, because she was also very spiritual with God too. So it was like she was fighting a battle, you know, and I felt really hurt for her. So, because I know at the end of the day, like, that's a spirit attached, and we all go through something, and it's never fair to turn your back on somebody like that. So I, you know, extended grace, I extended help, I extended prayer, and I will always extend prayer whether or not we talk. But that's just how I am. You know what I'm saying? Not everyone's like me, but yeah. Thank you guys for listening. You know, even though I don't know if you guys took anything from this, I would also like to hear your guys' stories, if you've ever faced something like this. You don't have to go through the same things as me, but the key points when I told you guys what the Jezebel spirit holds, then feel free to comment and I will pray over you and we will get to the bottom of it together. So comment all your stories, comment your comments, if you agree or disagree, all that good stuff. But yeah, thank you guys so much for watching. Please make sure to subscribe, like the video, share the video. You know, let's try to get to 600 subscribers. Well, no, let's limit myself. Okay, let's try to get to 1,000 subscribers. I want to build a community that loves God and that loves, you know, fashion, travel, and all that good stuff. So, yeah, let's try to get to 1,000. Let's try to get to 1,000, and let's try to do maybe 10 thumbs up on this video. I don't know, 10 thumbs up, 1,000 subscribers. We're getting into it, and we're gonna just stay focused, okay? That being said, thank you guys so much for watching. Appreciate you all if you made it this far. Lava out.